You can do it on your own. No one has to watch you doing it. So there's no reason to be self-conscious about what you can or can't do here. Today we're going to be talking about push-ups and different ways to improve your form. This is one I've actually been asked to do, so it's interesting to fulfill that. Push-ups are one of those things that people gauge as like a fitness goal, specifically like in the military. I don't know if you know any people that are in the military. I assume you do, but it's one of those measurements that's like, hey, is this person fit or not? When really, it's not like super indicative of like health, but it is interesting, and it is fun to be able to do it a lot. It helps psychologically. It is one of those things that if you're having a hard time working out in one aspect, you could buffer it with workouts that you're really good at, and that will help motivate you. And now you're a little bit more pumped for the next thing you're going to do. And push-ups is one of those things that will help you there. So it's really nice to be able to do it and be able to do quite a few of them. And today I'm going to be talking about different ways to work up towards being able to do, 60 push-ups in a minute or whatever it is, whatever your goals are. That might take a little bit of time, but wherever you're at, to become improved. So I don't have a lot of time. My Tinder date is in the bathroom. Apparently she is lactose intolerant, and I didn't know. So yeah. I'm sure she's fine. Anyway, so different ways to start. Like, let's say you can't do a standard push-up. Really, it's about the form. You see it a lot online. If you're looking, you see all kinds of different forms. A lot of them with bowed backs, or they're not going down super far, which again might be just like a joint problem. But even like when I was growing up, there were times when I thought I was doing like a really good job, and my form was super shitty, and no one told me, or it took a while, and I realized it after they told me. I would say if you can do 15 or so of a good form, like we're going to talk about different levels, different stages that you can do, like of progression that you can do, and if you can do like 15 of one phase, then it's time to move on to the next one, which will get you closer to like the standard push-up form, where you can vary it a little bit and work on different muscles to whatever your goals are, right? So we're going to start with assuming you can't do any, okay? So even if you've never worked out, you do have some muscles in your arms, in your shoulders, right? And and your chest, like that's where your push-ups are going to be driven, right? Your triceps, your shoulders, your chest, that's where the push-up is happening, right? And even if you don't work out, you still have these muscles. Maybe your body's just not used to using them. You don't have that muscle-mind connection. If you can't do a push-up, one of the ways you can do it, and I know it sounds a little lame, and I know it sounds like one of those things like, oh, do I really want to start here? Like, it could be embarrassing to not be able to do something that a lot of people think are simple, but you have to start somewhere. When I started squatting probably like a year or so ago, I've never really done it, and to start to squat, I literally could barely do just the bar because I was working on the form. Now I could obviously put on some weight and just do something weird that didn't meet the criteria of what I was trying for, but I really wanted to get the form down because the problem was my lower back, and I wanted to work on that, and the only way to fix it is to work on it. So I use the bar, right? And it's embarrassing to an extent, but it shouldn't be, right? And I get that it is, but it really shouldn't be. And you just get past it, right? You're there for you, even if like it doesn't feel like it sometimes. But luckily, push-ups, you don't have to be embarrassed. You can do it in your home. You can do it at work. You can do it while the microwave is cooking your popcorn, right? You got 2 minutes there, plenty of push-up time. Do this throughout the day in different sets, and your numbers will progress, and you'll start to feel better about it, and then you'll be more inclined to do them as an exercise. push-ups specifically. So we start on the wall, and as you can see, you angle it as best as you can. Like, you don't want to do this in socks on hardwood because you're probably going to slip like me because I'm an idiot. But press against the wall, angle it. You want to keep your back straight. You want to keep your back straight as you can within reason, right? A lot of people put a lot of tension in their neck, in their head when they're doing push-ups. So just focus on that a little bit, but like making sure it's comfortable, but it's not super tense and it's not at a weird angle, because you can strain your neck doing push-ups. Like, I've done that before too. The best way to do it is like pick a point to look at, and then just go off of that, and then just push away from it, and then lower, and push away from it and lower. Now when we're doing this, the best way to do it is that push, you want that to be slow. So do that push up for a couple seconds, and then back down to where you're going, and then up for a couple seconds, because it's that time under tension. Again, even if you've never done these before, it's going to accelerate the benefits of doing it. Is having a strict form at the beginning is going to make it easier later on. Like, I promise, this is not something that you want to wait to fix. So you can angle it right at whatever's comfortable to where it's a little hard to get 15 to 20. Okay, if you can't, if you're struggling at like 10, that might be a good angle to just do 10 and wait 30 seconds to a minute. You don't have to wait a whole lot of time for the push-ups, and then try again, right? And do those sets, and if change the angle as you need to, and the closer your arms are, the more it's going to be triceps. The further your arms out, the more it's going to be chest. So play with that in your joints and make sure that it's comfortable. Also pay attention to the angles of your wrists, because if there's, see, look, it's already popped. Broke my wrist. So the sharper the angle, the more likely it is that you're going to damage something, right? And it's not worth it. They're just push-ups. So just do it in a comfortable position, whatever angle works for your body mechanically, and start there. Once you can do a good set of 15 and it doesn't feel awful, then you might want to go, instead of it being like a 60-degree push-up, maybe like a 30-degree incline, right? And then that's going to be harder, but you can gauge the angle and where your body, your legs need to be. Just keep that back straight, because that's really what's going to drive the effectiveness of this exercise. And then once you get another 15 of those, then you might want to move on to either just the standard push-up form or your knees. So I use the couch for this, and it's weird because the couch is so soft that my wrists are a little angled. But just to show you, like, this is what I'm doing. I'm using the couch, and it's not super awful. It eventually does get hard, right? Even for someone who doesn't weigh a lot like me, right? Do your set and then take a little break, maybe a minute, whatever, get some water, and go back into it and do another set. And doing the push-ups are something that you can do a lot, and you're not really at risk of hurting yourself, just from, because you're not putting a lot of weight. Like, you're not putting your body weight into the incline push-ups. You're not even putting your body weight on a standard push-up, right? Your feet are on the ground. You're holding up some of your weight based on that. So you're not going to injure yourself based on the amount that you weigh, unless you're doing something that you shouldn't. So like, if you can't do any push-ups, start the angle, and then progressively get down to where you can do it. There's also not any problem with starting on your knees. So if you start on your knees, you're taking a lot of your weight out of it, and that's a good way to start focusing on getting your back straight. One of the aspects of doing push-ups on your knees, the difficult part would be getting the angle and the position right. But once you get that down, then you're going to be able to do it. And that's where you can really start to play around with your arms and where they are, and how much of it you want to be in your chest, triceps. And you can lower it down. It's even harder, even more on your triceps, your shoulders, right? And all those muscles are going to dynamically contract to work whatever position you're in, okay? So you can do your knee push-ups, and once you can do sets of 15, now it's time to get off the knees, and you can start doing the standard, what are the plank push-ups, whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. What? No, I don't have any more toilet paper. That's it. Do you want a shirt? Okay, well, just let me know. Whatever. Yeah. But again, once you can do 15, you want to do sets. So you could get to the point of where you can do the standard push-up. And once you can do the standard push-up, you want to increase your reps per set. So 15, now I want to do a set of 20. Next time I want to do a set of 25. And then do a couple of those before you move on to the next one. So let's say you want to do a set, you want to be able to do sets of 30 push-ups. Okay, but you're at 20. You can barely do a set of 20. Well, do sets of 18, do a set of 18, do another set of 18 or 17, do another set of 18. Okay, I can't do 18 all the way, I'll do 15. Okay, within, I would say, a week or two, you can progress and you can start adding some numbers in there. Now you're doing sets of 20 to 25, and then next time you can do maybe sets of 30. It doesn't really take a whole lot. Like once you start working on those muscles and you start getting them activated, because typically the problem is they haven't been used a whole lot. So now you're starting to use them. And once you build up those connections, then it's easier. So it's really hard to go from sets of 60 push-ups to sets of 80 push-ups, but it's not super hard to go from sets of 10 push-ups to sets of 30 push-ups. You know, it's very different, right? Because you've already established yourself. You're already getting to your limits of where your muscles are at that point, instead of using them kind of for the first time, if that makes sense. Now, keep in mind, push-ups are not going to be one of those things that like builds you a great chest, right? There's some cardio involved. It's going to get your heart rate up a little bit if you're putting out the effort, which is great. It's not going to burn a lot of calories, okay? So don't use this as an excuse to do something stupid with your diet, all right? But it's going to help you. And I promise, like, being able to do more of these things, being able to do this or pull-ups, whatever it is, it's a psychological advantage to helping keeping you on track with whatever it is that you're doing. And again, it's something you can do while you're waiting on something. You can do it while you're watching YouTube. You can do it while you're watching this video. You can do it while you're ignoring your kids because they're hungry. They can wait. They ate, I don't know, recently, right? That's enough. So yeah, it's just something you can do. And the goal is to be able to get you to do sets of whatever it is your goal is, right? I would say if you can do 30 push-ups, like legitimately, then you are in a fitness level that I would say is not awful. Your fitness level to weight ratio, your strength to weight ratio is probably decent if you can do 30 to 60 reasonable push-ups. And that's a good starting point, okay? But it does take a little bit of effort to get there. You can't just start there, right? You can't just start at being able to do 5 pull-ups. You can't start at being able to do 7 pull-ups. You have to work on it, right? It doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that you haven't done them yet. You haven't practiced them yet. And that's really what it is. It's just a practice. And then you'll notice if you do these a lot, again, probably not going to build up your chest. But if you don't work out and you start doing push-ups, you're going to see your triceps. Not mine, because apparently I don't have any, but you're going to see, imagine there's a tricep here. Okay? And you're going to see it. And then if you want to add some extra components to doing the push-ups, then you can do just angled dips on the counter or something like that. You can work on your triceps, making it easier to do push-ups later. Or you can do planks in the up position. Just being in the isometric position, like, it makes doing the push-ups harder. When it comes to being able to do large amount of push-ups, the problem is over a certain amount of time, like it's just hard to do it. It's not that you're not strong enough. It's just your arms don't want to move anymore. So we practice doing planks, which is the only time I'm ever going to say that a plank is effective. Practice doing planks, and that's going to help you when it comes to doing push-ups. Yeah, I'll never say that again. Again, it's just a slow progression. It's not a super dangerous workout. You can do it different angles to where eventually you're doing in standard form, and you can do it on your own. No one has to watch you doing it, so there's no reason to be self-conscious about what you can or can't do here, right? So just, this is one of those exercises that is beneficial for people who are starting to work out or starting to get in step, or they need like a psychological boost to like keep them on track or get them started with something. It's really good. If you need to take pre-workout, take pre-workout. Who cares? Take pre-workout. Don't overdo it, but take a little bit and then get pumped and then do some push-ups. You'll feel great. So hopefully this is beneficial, and if I missed something, I'm sorry. I might come back to it at some point. But yeah, I really appreciate you watching, and I hope that this wasn't a waste of your time. Thanks.